I'm Kara Grant, and I'm here to tell you the story of Cinderella. And this is Walt Disney's version of Cinderella. So, Cinderella was a poor girl who lived with her evil stepmother and evil stepsisters. She had to work all day, day and night. Cinderella! Cinderella! They made her do all the work, all the time. So, Cinderella and her family received an invitation to the ball. So, Cinderella knew that she must go, but her stepmother made a condition. She could only go if she finished all of the housework. So, Cinderella worked so hard day and night to get all of the housework done for the ball. Then she made another condition. She couldn't go unless she had a beautiful dress, because she couldn't embarrass the family in her rags she had for clothes. So Cinderella's little mice friends all made her a beautiful dress out of little beads and fabric that they could find around the house. So then the night of the ball, the stepmother and stepsisters were thinking of all these extra chores she could do just so that she couldn't go to the ball. "I did that yesterday," said Cinderella. "I don't care, get it done. Cinderella, Cinderella," they said. So Cinderella did all of her chores, and she put on her beautiful dress. The stepsisters grew jealous with rage. They ripped her dress to pieces. Stitch by stitch, they ripped it apart. Cinderella felt so awful. The stepsisters and stepmother laughed and left her, so she could not go to the ball. Cinderella was so upset, not even her mice friends could console her. So Cinderella went outside, and she cried in her raggedy clothes. But then out of nowhere appeared her gorgeous stepmother. Her gorgeous fairy godmother. So the fairy godmother granted her a wish. Her wish was that she could go to the ball and meet the prince, but she didn't have the clothes or a ride to get there. So her fairy godmother granted her wish. She turned all of her little mice friends into horses, and the pumpkin in the yard into a beautiful carriage. So Cinderella gets inside the carriage, but she didn't have any nice clothes to wear. So she granted her another wish and had her in a beautiful big ball gown. And to top it off, she had these gorgeous glass slippers. So Cinderella was ready to go, but the fairy godmother called out, "You must not come back after midnight. You must be here by midnight, or else everything will turn back to its original state." So Cinderella left the ball, where she danced the whole night with the prince. They fell in love instantly. So then Cinderella heard the clock strike midnight. She ran out as fast as she could, leaving behind one glass slipper. The prince picked up the slipper and wanted to know who this fair maiden was that he danced with, because he must marry her. So he had his Grand Duke go all across the kingdom in order to find the girl with the glass slipper. He had them try it on at every household until one could fit the slipper. So finally, one day, the Grand Duke showed up at Cinderella's home, and they banished her upstairs. Cinderella's stepsisters tried it on. The first stepsister's foot was way too long. The other stepsister's foot was way too wide. So then he said, "I thought I saw another woman here." So they said, "Oh, it's just Cinderella. She's like our maid." And he said, "No." The prince said, "Every woman, every girl in this kingdom must try on this glass slipper." So she tried it on, and it fit perfectly. And he said, "You are the one he must marry." So she pulled out the other glass slipper out of her pocket, and it was a match. So she went off with the Grand Duke, and immediately she got married to her prince, and she lived happily ever after. The end.